In this episode, I'm going to teach you a way that you can grow your HR consultancy business. You've probably gotten where you are through referrals and through word of mouth, maybe some networking, and you're probably missing an opportunity that your competitors haven't touched yet. Now, HR leaders, they're not just sitting in boardrooms all the time, but they're actually spending a lot of time online. And in fact, they're spending a lot of time searching for help with compliance, retention, hiring, culture, and a lot of other topics. And the consultants that are showing up with the answers, they're the ones that are getting lots of clients online. In this episode, I'm going to show you how you can create content that positions your HR consultancy as the authority. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to attract the ideal client in a way that they don't feel like they're being sold to. And when you have conversations with these people, they're very interested. It's like a referral quality lead. So let's dive right in. So there is a common myth out there that decision makers in HR don't look for help on YouTube. They rely on formal channels like referrals or networking. Now, the reason that I know that this isn't true is because keyword research has changed. Instead of just looking for phrases about HR, search engines have gotten way better, and we have tools like ChatGPT where these HR professionals are going in and they're typing in way more details. So when we do keyword research now, we can find the exact questions that they're asking. We know who these people are. We know how long they've been in HR. We know the difficulty that they're facing. And there are thousands of questions in HR that are being asked, and they're going unanswered. The majority of these questions don't lead to an answer. So that provides a huge opportunity for you. Picture this. An HR professional goes and they type in a real specific question. Let's say it's a 10-word question. As the expert, you know the answer to that question, so you make a video, you answer that question, and in fact, the title of the video is the question that you're answering. So when these people go to Google, YouTube, or ChatGPT, they type in this question, they find your video. And of course they click on it because it's exactly what they're searching for. They watch your video all the way to the end. The YouTube algorithm sees that and says, okay, this person really likes this type of content, so all HR professionals are now showing your content by YouTube. Now I need you to understand that this is not a promo video. You're not pitching yourself or your services, but you're just answering that question. Whatever question they have or whatever challenge they're facing, you need to answer that question. So when they click on the video, you say, hey, this is the question that we're addressing. This is the topic we're talking about. I'm going to cover this, this, and this. And by the end of the video, you will be able to blank, right? It'll be the solution to their question. Comparing that to an ad, when people watch an ad that's pushed in front of them, they're being interrupted. They put their guard up because they don't want to be sold to. But doing what we're talking about, when they type in a question, and they find your video answering their question, they might be a little bit leery at first. Okay, who is this person? What are they going to say? But you're just helping them. You're just answering their question, giving them value. And so they get put at ease. They don't feel like they're being sold to. In fact, they really value the advice that you gave to them. And there's this relationship of trust that's built. So then later they go to your website and they don't feel like they're being sold to, even though now they're watching your promo video. And when you have a conversation with them, they know your expertise, they know who you are, they already trust you, and they're hoping that they can find a way that you can work together. Now, I'm not an HR consultant, but if I go to ChatGPT, I can get ChatGPT to give me some content, right, that I could teach and pretend to be an HR consultant. But what I can't do is share stories of real experience. I can't share my opinions and biases because I don't know what I'm talking about in that world. So when you film these videos and you're answering these questions, you want to share things that are unique to you. You want to be opinionated. You want to share your biases. You want to share your stories and your experiences. And if you're going to share something that sounds cliche, explain why you're still sharing it and back it up with something. That'll be the fastest way of setting you apart from all your competitors, building that relationship of trust and generating these wonderful leads for your business. Now, I provide consulting in a different space, but over the years as I've provided consulting, I've evolved the way that I do these consulting calls. I've learned that the more they are taught my strategy in the beginning, the less I need to talk about strategy with them in person. Because I've written a book and I've made a lot of videos, but when I'm on a consulting call with somebody, even if they're paying me for my time, if they haven't read my book or they haven't watched my videos, they'll end up asking questions and I'm just training them on the same thing over and over. Well, the same approach applies to videos that I put on YouTube. The more YouTube videos people have watched, the less basic questions they have on our strategy sessions, and the more we can really dive into their business and what they're struggling with, and I can give them real help and real advice, and the more likely they are to hire me for my services? What kind of content would attract corporate HR leaders or executives? Now, in the world of HR, you know it better than me, but maybe there's a specific person that you want to reach and they're really hard to reach. Here's what's really cool. When you do this keyword research, you're going to find thousands of questions in the HR space, but you can group them together and you can say, ooh, I know who this person is. These questions, they're really asked by this specific person. And these ones are different. They're asked by a different person. It takes some digging to find all of these questions and start to group them. But then when you find the questions that you know are asked by this person that you want to focus on, those are the videos that you create. You don't worry about any of the other questions. You focus on dominating the questions that your target audience is asking. So when I think about your HR consultancy, I think about it simply in 3 different parts of your business. You've got your marketing and your lead generation, you've got your sales and your conversion, and you've got your fulfillment and how you help these HR teams. I assume that you've got parts 2 and 3 in place already. You already have clients, you already have momentum in your business, and the part that I'm really skilled at helping you at is really generating leads, these people who are drastically in need of your help but don't know that you exist yet. The strategy that I teach that I've been talking about here is called the LEAF strategy. This strategy works perfectly for consultants. If you want to grow your HR consultancy and really learn how to generate leads, I want you to understand what the LEAF strategy is and how you can implement it now. I've created another video. I'll link to it right there. It's called the LEAF strategy, how to rank #1 on YouTube. I'm excited for you to see how to do that. Go watch that video next. I'll see you there.